Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Independent Dollar. Today's video is part 2 in our January Savings and Retirement series. Today's topic is all about the updates to the TFSA for 2020, reasons to consider using them this year, and we're also going to be covering some common misconceptions about the account that I think will surprise you. If this is your first time here, we make videos about personal finance in a way that's easy to understand, helping you be more independent and successful with your money. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, then feel free to subscribe and let's get started on today's topic. TFSAs first became available back in 2009, and each year the government sets our annual limits. Our limits are based on two factors though, the new TFSA limit and our personal contribution limit. The new limit for 2020 is $6,000. If you're opening your first account, the good news is your contribution room has been carrying forward for you. If this is your first year making a TFSA deposit, then your limit for 2020 could be as high as $69,500. This is because your personal limit is the new TFSA limit, plus your carry forward room from previous years and any withdrawals you made from your TFSA the previous year. What are the most common reasons individuals choose to invest in tax-free savings accounts? The first and most common reason is tax-free income. Any money you make on your investments inside of the account is tax-free, even when you withdraw it. This allows your money to grow faster, providing you the ability to use all of the proceeds on the things that matter most to you. Now, there is an exception to this, so stay tuned where we expose some common misconceptions. Tax-free income means that it doesn't impact benefits that you receive, which might normally be reduced or even eliminated with higher income, like your old age security, for example, or the guaranteed income supplement. Another great benefit is the ability to easily add a beneficiary or successor onto the account. Be careful though, if you watched my update to RSPs this year, you would know that designations made onto these accounts are not recognized in Quebec. So if you live in that province, make sure you designate them in your will. Along with the many benefits of the TFSA, there are just as many misconceptions that can cause unpleasant and costly mistakes. So let's review 6 of the most common ones that I normally see. The first misconception is that all money within the tax-free savings account is transferred to your beneficiaries tax-free. With the exception of a successor, only the fair market value of the account on the day of death is considered tax-free. Any income earned inside of the account up until the day that the money is transferred to your beneficiaries will be considered taxable income for them. The second and maybe the most costly mistake is that losses are considered withdrawals. If your investments go down in value or even to zero, you do not get that room back the following year. The limit is considered used and the contribution room is lost forever. The next misconception is that any income earned within the TFSA is always tax-free. CRA prohibits certain investments and also carrying on a business within the account. An example of this would be day trading. If you're actively buying and selling stock within the account, that income could be considered taxable. Another big misconception is that your banker knows your limits. Banks in Canada only have access to the information at their institution, so if you have a TFSA elsewhere, they can't see your transaction history. They also can't see any alerts, if any, from CRA regarding your account, so if you need to know your limit, always check with CRA. Another misconception is that if you've never owned a tax-free savings account, then your contribution limit for this year is $69,500. Contribution room starts accruing the day in which you turn 18, assuming you're a resident for tax purposes. Therefore, if you just turned 18 this year, your limit is actually $6,000. If you're over the age of 18 but just became a resident for tax purposes this year, then your limit is also $6,000. The final misconception is that as long as the account was open, you can continue making deposits even if you become a non-resident for tax purposes. As a non-resident, you can leave the account open and the money within the account will remain tax-free. However, you can no longer make deposits. Any deposits made while you're a non-resident will be charged a penalty tax on a monthly basis until you eventually withdraw it. I hope you found these examples helpful and can ensure you avoid some common mistakes. If you like the video, stay tuned for our February series, which is all about tax updates and tips for 2020. This wraps up our second video in our Savings and Retirement series for January. Now, if you like the video, feel free to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Your support really does mean a lot to us. And stay tuned for our videos next week. We're going to discuss the popular FIRE strategy and also show you easy monthly saving tactics that anyone can implement that'll help you reach your goals. Thanks for watching.